My name's Eliza Denmeade, and I did my project on the Sistine Madonna. The Sistine Madonna was created by Raphael in 1513 to 1514. The artwork was created and currently located in Dresden, Germany. The iconic art piece recently turned 500 years old. On the right is a picture of the Sistine Madonna. Here is a picture of where the Sistine Madonna is currently held in Dresden, Germany. Raphael Sanzio. He is a famous Italian Renaissance architect and painter best known for his Madonnas and large figure compositions which are located in the Vatican. He worked alongside and influenced Michelangelo and Leonardo da Vinci during his young adulthood. These three artists transformed the Italian Renaissance era and changed art. Their shared ideas and creativity led to an excelled era of art during this time period. Raphael Sanzio was considered a master by the age of 17 due to his excelled artistic advancements and accomplishments. Here's a picture of Raphael. For his artistic style, his style was recognized for adding emotion to artwork. This was something very new in art. People had been accustomed to emotionless faces on paintings. They were used to a dull, expressionless face. The message that Raphael incorporated into his work was fine detail that portrayed personalities and personified the figure's feelings and emotions. The Sistine Madonna was the last piece created by Raphael before his death. It is considered one of his most famous and is still viewed today. It was created for the Benedictine monks of the San Sisto Monastery. Raphael gained a reputation by his followers as one of the most productive artists of his time. His influence during this time came from Michelangelo and Da Vinci, but specifically, Raphael's work showed aspects of intelligence and nobility. The aspects of intelligence and nobility in art could have been rooted from growing up around his father's art, and also being placed around other high achievement and inspiring artists. On the right is a picture of Da Vinci and Michelangelo, who Raphael worked with. Raphael was a strong Catholic man, and most of his paintings revolved around this. A strong example would be the Sistine Madonna, which shows the Madonna and Christ Child. He created most of his paintings for the church, and his architecture was created for the church as well. For his artwork, Raphael's artwork served a religious purpose in the churches. It also served to show artistic advancements with the addition of emotion through detail. Inspired by works of Renaissance and many other great artists of the time, like Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo, he portrayed personalities and personified the figure's feelings and emotions. A great example of this is seen in the Sistine Madonna. The Sistine Madonna is not the only example that this is seen in. Raphael does this in many of his works that were created during this time period. Here's a picture of the Sistine Madonna. If you look specifically at the Madonna and Christ Child, you can see the emotion that is portrayed on their face. They show an emotion of fear. They look as if they are scared. If you look at Saint Sixtus in the bottom left corner of the picture, you can notice that he's pointing towards something. He's pointing toward the crucifixion of Jesus, which explains the fear and scared look on the Madonna and Child's face. On the left is Saint Barbara, who is glaring down at the cherubs that are located at her feet. On the right are the two cherubs, which are iconic images in art today. The cherubs are observing with a look of intent in their eyes. It is said that Raphael based his expressions for the cherubs off of two kids he saw looking into a baker's shop window. The cherubs were added to the painting for compositional reasons. They were added to balance out the painting. It is interesting to me that there's a story behind this art piece and a reason for the emotion on each of these individuals' faces. An individual just looking at this image wouldn't notice the small fine details like St. Sixtus's finger or the fine detail of the emotions on the Madonna and Child's face. When talking about Raphael's artistic skill that is seen in the Sistine Madonna, the layout of figures is very important. Each figure has their own space and balance in this picture. Facial detail and proportions are all scaled, including the flesh tone. Raphael creates depth in the picture. The Madonna appears to be positioned at a distance when compared to the other individuals in the picture. Raphael does this for a reason, as the Madonna is the focus of the picture. The green swirling drapery at the top of the picture is placed there for a reason, as it moves the viewer's eyes around the whole piece. And lastly, the color palette used in this piece adds warmth and richness to the piece. So, for Raphael's technical skill, I believe the art piece shows a high degree of technical skill within the fine detail that is portrayed, especially seen in the individuals' faces and the background. Raphael uses a great skill of contrasting light and dark colors to achieve volume and depth in his painting. The color palette used in this painting specifically adds a warmth and richness. For the meaning of the work, I believe this work shows true expression and emotion that it was expressed by the Holy Mother and Christ Child as they viewed the crucifixion of Jesus. These emotions have never been drawn or personified by Raphael's painting, before Raphael's painting. So this painting allows the public to recognize the emotion and pain that was felt during this moment, which has never been drawn by an artist before. When creating the Sistine Madonna, Raphael created it by painting oil on canvas. He used differing brushstrokes and colors to add depth and emotion to the piece. The canvas that he used measured 265 centimeters by 196 centimeters. The picture on the right is an example of oil on canvas. And as you can see, the painting seems to come off of the canvas, which adds the perception of depth, which was Raphael's intentions when he painted the Madonna, as he wanted her to look as she was a deeper perception than the other individuals. The focus of the Sistine Madonna is the Madonna and Christ Child located in the center of the piece. The art piece is very effective in displaying a religious view of these two figures. The Sistine Madonna by Raphael was one of his most famous pieces and is still viewed by many today. These are my resources.